I think the number one question on all of our minds, at least in terms of Anthem, is what's going on with Anthem after the Cataclysm? What's coming next? We know Anthem has a future ahead of it, but what are the specifics? What's coming? Well, today we have two things to cover really quickly. We have the Cataclysm update for the last week of the Cataclysm, courtesy of UNT Drew, aka AJ, one of our community managers, and we also have a blog post courtesy of Chad Robertson, BioWare's head of live services. Both will be linked in the description below, and if you want to just go on ahead and skip over to the Chad Robertson thing, I will pin a timestamp in the comments below. So for those of you who didn't know, the Cataclysm is winding down as of this week, so next Tuesday, Cataclysm's gonna be gone. Bye-bye. Au revoir. Though what's happening this week? Well, not much. As it currently stands, there are no more arenas to be unlocked for the Cataclysm, so now it's all about maximizing your runs and your scores, getting the most crystals, and so on and so forth. We do have two new inversions called Broken Magazine, where weapons have no spare ammo, but enemies drop ammo more frequently. And then we also have Running on Empty, which firing the last shot in a weapon's clip increases all damage for a short time. This is the second best week for melting Vara and those Valkyries, so enjoy it while you can. In terms of the seasonal store refresh, we've got all the old war chests are back for the second week in a row and nothing new. In terms of the seasonal store for the cosmetics, everything is pretty much the same. Old cosmetics are making a return, and this is going to be your last chance to get that Cataclysm crystal armor for each javelin. In addition, the daily Cataclysm arena challenges are the same, and they will reward you with a javelin war chest. And you know what? That's pretty much it for the Cataclysm. So no, the Cataclysm won't be going on for 8 weeks. Turns out it's going on for 7. That's a week more than we thought we were going to have, but still, I would have liked for maybe one more week or something. It's just really hard with the Cataclysm. It's adding content into the game and then taking it away. In terms of lore reasons, they've really backed themselves into a corner here. A Cataclysm is supposed to be shut down immediately, or else horrible things will happen to your world, such as what happened to the Emerald Abyss via the Shaper Relic. And even then, that's a pretty tamed result from a Cataclysm. And once a Cataclysm's shut down, I don't know if it can come back again. Now, I know Jesse Anderson has stated before that it would be kind of weird if they worked on something for 2 or 3 months only for it to go away, and I agree. I think this Cataclysm will be back at some point in time, though for the story reason alone, I have no idea why they would do it. And why would they turn it off in the first place? After the Cataclysm's gone, let's be real. We're going to be stuck back doing strongholds, and we're not going to have the seasonal store giving us more powerful gear. We're going to be back to having the same old crappy weapons drop, and we're going to be back to having the same old gear drop. Where's the fun in that? Do I think BioWare removing the Cataclysm's a good move? It's hard to say in the grand scheme of things. I don't think it's great to remove it, but at the same time, people are getting tired of the Cataclysm. I know after the Weapons War Chest week, I kinda burned out on the Cataclysm. Partially because I wasn't getting the loot that I had wanted after opening like 500 war chests a piece of each war chest, but that's aside from the point. The Cataclysm did get old after a while. And while I appreciate the new content, and I do appreciate people coming back to the game and enjoying it, and I do think it is a great proof of concept, we need something a bit more tangible. Something that's going to last, like a raid or a ranked stronghold or something like that. Something to aspire to go and complete, kind of like the Cataclysm. But honestly, I don't know. Cataclysm's going away as of next Tuesday, so go on ahead and do that last grinding while you can, spend your shards if you haven't, and enjoy the final week of the Cataclysm. Now let's move on to that blog post I was telling you guys about with Chad Robertson, the head of live services for BioWare, and what he's talking about with what's next for Anthem. Now, as a fair heads up guys, there aren't any specifics about what's going to be happening or what's coming next. And for full disclosure, I know a lot of you are going to be disappointed about this and leaving comments about, oh, they're not telling us anything in the comments below, and you know what? I totally understand it. I absolutely understand where you guys are coming from. However, at the same time, it sounds like they're going to be working on just the flat-out fundamentals of the game to begin with. There's no denying it. Anthem has a lot of flaws, from endgame progression to loot drops to just about everything to do with after you're done with the main quest. And even while you're playing the story, there are a lot of issues. But I will save my feedback until after I finish reading off this blog post, and again, you can find a link to it in the description below. Chad starts off with, "Hello freelancers, we're nearing the end of the Cataclysm, so I wanted to talk to you all about what's coming for Anthem. First, I'm proud of our team for creating a fun new experience for our players. It represents the largest post-launch update we've delivered so far. We were humbly excited by the increase in player engagement we've seen from the Cataclysm. The team and I appreciate the response and support, and it's what keeps us motivated to continue to improve Anthem. Those of you in our player community that played on our public test server gave us valuable feedback from your play that we used to influence our changes to the game. PTS is an invaluable tool we will leverage for future updates with Anthem. Some of the changes made to the Cataclysm based on your input were combat balancing improvements, adjustments for minor to major crystal economy, additional types of reward crates providing more player choice, UX tips in load screens to better explain Cataclysm mechanics, final score banners to show how much score was gained from playing on higher difficulties, and so on. So what's next for Anthem? We hear your concerns on core issues in Anthem and we are acting on it. Those systems require a more thorough review and reworking versus quick fixes. We've got a team working on that now and early results are promising. In order to address these long-range plans, we are moving away from the act structure for updates. Instead, we have additional seasonal updates planned for this year that we think players will enjoy. These events will deliver challenges and chases similar to what you've seen and are built around some fun themes we're bringing into the game. As I said previously, we want to be transparent with you that we know more work needs to be done to make Anthem better. We also want to ensure we're backing up our words with a great game you can play. So I don't have any news today to share about the long-term changes we are bringing to Anthem. What I can say is that we will continue to engage with you, our community, through PTS when we can show you what is coming. Stronger together, Chad, head of live service. So there's a lot to break down there, but I guess the number one thing everyone's going to be focusing on is the lack of specifics about what's coming. BioWare knows there is a lot that needs to be done to Anthem, be it the loot, the endgame grind, the core gameplay loop, and so on. And of course, there are other things like the featured store, crafting, and more. However, for one moment, let's look away from all the things that weren't in this and let's talk about what was in this blog post. First of all, we know these issues are not something that can be easily patched. Sure, there are some quality of life improvements that could be made, such as being able to dismantle all items after expeditions, group bundling of crystals, and so on and so forth. Yeah, there are some small things that can be changed. But the loot system, progression, and so on and so forth, those aren't changes that are going to come overnight or that are quick fixes. These are fundamental flaws in Anthem that BioWare is going to have to address at some point, and it sounds like they do have a team currently working on it right now, and like Chad said, the results are promising. Like everything else, I'm sure we will find out more as we get closer and closer to the release of those things, and it is good to hear that they are going to be involving PTS a little bit more with these changes and improvements coming to the game. I can only imagine what would the Cataclysm be like without the player feedback that we had for almost, a month or two? And they are taking player feedback to heart. It has been evident with the Javelin-specific war chest, changes to drop rates, and so on and so forth that they are listening to our feedback and making changes on. Though I do understand a lot of complaints and concerns about there not being anything real specific going on, and the elimination of the axe is not everyone's favorite thing right now. Personally though, for the moment, I do think that removing the axe was a smart move. They are going to have seasonal events and other things to keep us occupied for the rest of the year. However, it doesn't sound like these major changes will be coming anytime soon. Realistically, we have a little under 4 months left of this year, and it sounds like we have seasonal events, and events being plural, before the end of the year. Will they be the scale of the Cataclysm? I don't know. I can't speak to that as of right now. But are things coming? Absolutely. Does Anthem have a future? As we discussed in a previous video, obviously, yes, it does. Though it does sound like we're going to be getting a No Man's Sky situation where the game's probably going to be updated slowly but surely, and then we're going to get a giant update, or maybe updates plural, that will revolutionize and change the game altogether. Honestly, I think right now is a great time for things to kind of get into a lull with Anthem. Doesn't mean people aren't going to continue to play it, but it is a great time considering what's coming out right now. We have Borderlands 3 that just released last week, and congratulations to the Borderlands team, by the way, for a great launch. It looks like everyone's having a great time in Pandora, and I'm so glad to hear that the launch was great. Congratulations to everyone on that team. And next month we have Destiny 2's Shadowkeep that will be coming out. Shadowkeep, Iceborne, and Borderlands 3 are going to be big things that are going to last for a while, and the hype and the enjoyment around them is going to last for a good long while before the fatigue sets in. So yeah, right now is a good time for Anthem to go into that lull. eyes are going to be off of it for a while so they can do whatever they need to do without too much scrutiny. But what do you all think about what's happening with Anthem right now? Obviously, the game isn't going anywhere and things are going to improve, but it just isn't going to be instant changes, and it probably won't come this year. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section, as I will read through all of your comments and respond if there's conversational potential. A quick update about what videos will be coming to the channel this week and the weeks following now that things are, like I said, winding down for Anthem. No, the channel isn't going to go dark. I do have the challenges video that I'm still working on. I'm sorry guys that it has been delayed by 2 days. I just want it to be all-encompassing so everyone can just watch it once and know everything they need to know, as opposed to making a bunch of smaller videos and wasting your time. Your time is valuable, so I try and respect that, so thank you guys for bearing with me on that. In addition, I am going to be working on lore videos for the channel, and despite how much of a mess Anthem's lore is, like, wow, that is a really messy lore, I am going to try and make some lore videos coming up in the future, and I will possibly go back and update the video that I had already done on the basic histories of Anthem and its lore and its world and yada yada yada. But is there anything in the lore that you're curious about besides, you know, the Urgoth and the Anzu? Let me know in the comments below, as I will take a look at it and probably make a video off of it. A very special and monumental thank you, by the way, to my patrons for their generous donations and support to your Anthem. It really does mean the world to me, especially with the Cataclysm winding down, and it allows me to make constant improvements to the channel, so I really do appreciate you guys for that. By the way, what did you all think of the new updates to the channel? The new logo, the new banner, the intro, the outro? Let me know in the comments section below. I know I've said that like 3 times in this video, but your feedback is really important to me. Anyways, I hope all of you fantastic freelancers have a phenomenal day as always, and I'm looking forward to seeing each and every last one of you in the next video very soon. And remember, freelancers, we are strong alone, but we are stronger together.